Welcome back, guys. Henry from Card Game Coliseum again, coming back with red leaders today. Now, the red leaders aren't very what'd you call interactive that much, so there's not much to go over them, but I will still go over them just to let you know their weaknesses and whatnot. All right, so first we'll start off with Hit. Now, Hit is pretty basic. He's just a very powerhouse kind of guy. His auto ability is whenever this card attacks, it gains 5,000 power for the duration of turn. So he becomes a 15k right off the bat. So he can contend with Awakened Sides and 3 drops that start at 15k. So it is pretty strong that he can contend with a lot of cards. And then when he awakens, he becomes Assassin Hit. Now, instead of just gaining 5,000 power when he attacks, he also draws a card. And then this other ability of his is actually pretty nice. Is auto once per turn, whenever your opponent activates a blocker skill, you may place 1 red card from your hand into the drop area. If you do so, negate that blocker. So what he does is puts in a lot of damage by negating your opponent's blockers and then letting your other guys go through. The only thing is it is a once per turn, so they can't activate it again on your next attack. So this is kind of a once per turn kind of thing. You want to use it for your double strikers so you can get in the 2 damage and all that. So it is a nice card. The only problem I have with it is that it doesn't put the blocker in rested mode, or you can't do it multiple times a turn. It's a once per turn kind of thing. And the fact that you have to place 1 red card from your hand into the drop area makes it that you have to kind of play a single color deck. You can't really mix in another else if you want consistency within this deck to make him work all the time. But he is very strong. He pushes for numbers. He has a 20k on his own and still draws. So pretty nice, pushes for numbers. Next one is Vados. In my opinion, she is probably the best one within the red. Reason is because of her permanent skill. Is this card can attack battle cards in active mode. I like this a lot because, for one, in the previous video of the yellow leaders, I mentioned how Vados is very strong against Ginyu Force. Ginyu Force likes to set up their boards and OTK you, which is like a 1-turn kill thing. They set up their board and just kill you in 1 turn. So what you can do is mitigate their plan by attacking their cards. So if they want to hold back and set up their plan, you can just get rid of it on your own. And then when she awakens, she becomes even better. That not only she can still attack battle cards, but when she does, she draws a card and gains 5,000 power to the end of turn. So she's a 20k that can attack a battle card regardless of their position. So even if they're a blocker, all this kind of things that they want to stop or try to stop you with, you can just slowly just get rid of the board while you develop your own there. So she's a nice card, very nice card. I like her a lot. Probably my favorite of the red. And then moving on to the last leader that they have, which is Champa. Champa is the only foil leader of the red side, and his skill is auto once per turn. When your battle card attacks a leader card, if the attacking card is 15,000 or more power, draw 1 card. So if you can make your board have a lot of beefy guys, you can consistently always have a draw a turn before you even awaken, which is pretty nice. You get to push for damage, dropping in small guys, buffing them early, getting the damage in, and then refilling your hand by getting the trigger of drawing, which is pretty nice. And then his awaken, again, is even pushing for more damage. Is when this card attacks, draw 1 card. And then its activate main skill is place 1 card from your hand in the drop area. Choose this card or one of your battle cards. It gains double strike to the end of the turn. Now you kind of lose the draw from the activated ability, but at least since you're awakened, you're gonna get the draw from attacking anyways. So there's still that. But I like the part where you can just give anything, pretty much anything, double strike. It's not a once per turn, so you can do this to your whole board or just keep doing it until you can push for that last bit of damage. Let's say your opponent's at 2, you just want to really go all out on this and drop your whole hand constantly for each card to get double strike or give himself double strike. So just keep trying your best to put in that damage. So Champa is probably my second favorite between the set. Of course, he could contend for first place in the red side. I can see why people would play this over Vados if they want to put that damage in. But we'll go over cards like that in the other videos where I'll talk about cards that work well with leaders or just red cards that are good in general. So in conclusion for this video, how I would rate them is Vados is first, Champa is second, and Assassin Hit would be third. A lot of people would put Champa as first, but I still think the consensus between the community is Assassin Hit is probably the weakest between the three. And the other fact is that his SPR of Lightning Fast Hit is pretty much just this art, but full art. So there's kind of that. He just kind of feels to the side. They reuse his artwork. But in terms of just leaders, guys, I think Vados is the way to go. And then in our other video where we'll talk about cards that go with it, I'll go more in depth of why I think the placements of how I put them from first, second, to third. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and catch you on the next video.